The end of Windows 10 is almost here. Soon, it's going to reach the end of support. We do have exact dates actually. Microsoft already announced that Windows 10 will reach end of support on October 14, 2025, which is like almost 10 months from now on, because we are already entering the 2025. There are only a couple of days left. And this is concerning actually because Windows 10 is still the most used operating system right now. Even though Windows 11 was released back in 2021, so it's been almost 5 years now, still people haven't switched to Windows 11 because we all know the reason. Okay, there is only reason why people aren't switching or haven't switched to Windows 11, the system requirements. The system requirements are crazy for most PCs out there. First of all, they probably can't upgrade to Windows 11 because of the, again, system requirements. They probably have secure boot disabled. If you do that, you won't get the update, or you probably don't have TPM. Even if you have TPM, you have older version of TPM. Again, you won't get the update if that's the case. And if your CPU is like below 8th gen, 7th gen, still, again, you won't get the updates. And we all know this number for Windows 11 is due to new PC purchases. Now, these days, if you buy the Windows PC, it's going to come with Windows 11. So due to the new PC purchases, this number is higher than what it should be. It is actually concerning, okay? Because, you know, the end of Windows 10 is near and still people are using it. So I want to suggest to you guys what to do after Windows 10 reaches end of support. What are the options? I'm going to give you guys my opinion what you should do. I don't want to be rude or anything like that, but there is nothing better than Windows operating system. We do have alternatives like Linux and many Linux distros. Yeah, that's the only thing that we have actually. And some Chrome OS thingies. We'll talk about that as we go through this video. So if you can, my suggestion is to get a Windows 10 LTSC version, which will be supported until 2030, I think. Oh yeah, okay. So 2029 and 2032. Okay, these many years are enough, I think, to get a new PC and, you know, all that. Okay, this is, I think, the best option for you. If you can, get the LTSC version of Windows 10. If you really want to save your old PC, plus you want to keep working on that, and you know the rest. Okay, you can install Windows 11 on unsupported hardwares by bypassing the system requirements and all that. It's not that difficult. Even Microsoft also have a tutorial on their website to how to bypass the system requirements and all that. But they say that if anything goes wrong, we are not responsible because it's not officially supported and all that. But it should technically work without any issues. But people still fear because they think they might not receive security updates and all that, which is also a grayed out area. For now, yes, you'll still receive the security updates and everything, even if you install Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. But it's not confirmed for the future. Now, here is a crazy thing about Windows 11. If you go and check on the Windows 11 LTSC system requirements, yeah, Microsoft still says that these are the preferred minimum system requirements, which is the same as the normal Windows 11 system requirements, like the TPM, secure boot, and all that. But at the same time, these are optional system requirements. If you have it, good. Okay, it's good for security and all that. But if you don't have it, no problem. You can still install it. Only the Windows 11 LTSC edition. So yeah, you can also go with the Windows 11 LTSC if you need to. Now, we do have alternatives. Okay, that is the Linux. Okay, thing with Linux is that we have a lot of choices, which sometimes can be useful. But in this Linux world, it's not useful. Okay, if this is your first time, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna switch to Linux, you're gonna get lost. switching to different Linux distros and all that, even though they're almost the same thing and can do almost the same thing too, like game, app support, and all that. So it doesn't matter which Linux distro you use. But if you really want a solid Linux distro, I also tried switching to Linux. Trust me. Okay, I have this 41 minutes long video that I created after trying to switch to Linux for almost like 6 months, trying out different distros and all that. And then finally I decided to, stay on the Ubuntu. And in my experience, this is like mixed operating system with stability plus good app support. Okay, we shouldn't go too deep into the Linux, like desktop environments, the display, servers and all that. There are so many things happening right now in Linux that for new people, it can be really confusing. If you're someone who can give time to Linux, like dedicate some of your precious time, then yeah, go ahead and try out the Linux. Yeah, okay, it's a good operating system. I'm not gonna say best in the world, but yeah, it's a good alternative for Windows. But you'll have to dedicate some time to learn it and to decide what works best for you and all that. But at the end of the day, I would say Linux isn't for everyone. Trust me, people are gonna hate me for saying this, but Linux, how do I put it together? Okay, we have so many Linux distros. It is so flexible, like you have so many choices for look and feel. It's actually the best operating system in the world as a operating system, and the way you can customize it and all that. But at the end of the day, you just want to do your work or whatever you do and just chill. Again, as I said, we have a lot of choices for Linux operating systems. But when it comes to software support, even hardware support, it's limited. Right? It's like we have no choices. Okay, you wanna, let's say you're a Windows user, you use Photoshop. Okay, forget Photoshop. Okay, you have moved on from Photoshop. Nobody likes Photoshop. Okay, let's say you use Affinity Photo. You can't find those on Linux. It's not the fault of Linux. It's the maker, the software maker's decision, not their fault. Not that many people use Linux, so they don't even bother making the software for Linux. On Windows, let's say you don't like one program, some particular program. Let's say I use OBS Studio to record my screen. There are like thousands of screen recorders as good as the OBS Studio. Even though I love OBS Studio, I don't want to switch to anything else. But on Linux, there is nothing better than OBS Studio. If you try to find some other alternatives or something, you cannot. You'll find some, but most of them will be garbage. Trust me, I have tried switching to Linux, and this was the most painful part of Linux, the app support. And okay, this video shouldn't be about like Linux and all that, even though I love Linux, but the app support is the only reason why I can't switch to Linux for now. Okay, and on top of that, okay, since we are talking about Linux, you may have heard that Linux is a rock solid operating system and all that, but actually no, it's not. It's if you break something on Linux, it gets really hard to fix. Sometimes it's not even about you breaking the operating system. Sometimes it's the some new updates of the Linux, which is most common on Arch Linux. Sometimes even the programs for Linux will cause you some issues. Even the drivers like NVIDIA driver will cause some issues and all that. So another option we have Chrome OS. Yeah, Chrome OS for PC is actually officially available. It is called Chrome OS Flex. Sadly, it doesn't support Android apps, but it does support Linux applications. So this is a super fast, I think the fastest operating system in the world, because most of the things you do in this operating system is on your web browser. So if you work on your web browser a lot and you don't need fancy programs and all that, yeah, this can be a really good choice. We also have this operating system called Fade OS. Some call it a Fide OS. That's actually the right way to say it, but I'm just gonna call it Fade OS. That sounds good to me. Okay, so this is a Chromium based operating system like the Chrome OS, and it actually supports Android apps, Linux applications, and all that. This is like full-fledged Chrome OS for any PC. What should you do after Windows 10 reaches the end of support and your PC doesn't support Windows 11? I recommend, first of all, highly recommend it. Get the Windows 10 LTSC if you can, or just get the Windows 11 LTSC if you can, which will also support your PC because the system requirements are optional on that. Because again, as I said, there is nothing better than Windows operating system for work or game or anything like that, even for stability, in my opinion. Okay, I know people are gonna hate me for saying this, but yeah, there is a reason why Windows is the most popular operating system, because it just works. But at the same time, I also hate Windows. It's not like foolproof, solid, the best likable operating system. It also has its flaws. There are many features Microsoft just forcing to the user, like the Microsoft Edge, Copilot thingy, not being able to use a local account, forcing you to use the online account, inconsistent design in Windows. The list goes on, actually. Okay, I'm not saying Windows is the best operating system, but again, because of the good app support and game support, it's still the best operating system. Plus, you can hardly break Windows. Okay, so yeah, it's it's whatever. Let's not talk about this. Okay, so that's just my opinion. Okay, so let me know your opinion and thoughts. What do you think about this? Just throw it in the comments and I'll read it. Yeah, I'll read it. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself and have fun. Bye bye.